So, gentlemen, here another Napoleon Total War multiplayer battle. It's 2 versus 2 and the map is the Grassy flatlands. So, let me start from the attackers. This is Talcore playing as Great Britain. He commands, the army of Great Britain. Already said that. Let's see what he brought for us. So, from left to right, 1 foot, core streams. Foot, 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 and foot guards back there. Fencibles, he got 3 fencibles, 3 light infantry, 2 of them they are the King Gemma Legion light foot, 1 light dragoons, and a Sir John Moore. Right next to him is Lendon, commanding the army of Ottoman Empire. Let's see what he got. He got 2 light infantry units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 foot infantry. 1, 2, 3 shooter cav. One of them has 1 chevron upgrade. Sipahi cavalry. He got Ibrahim Basa, historical general, the best general that Ottoman has. Another 3 shooter cav, and that's it. Opposite to him, this is Raps playing as France. He got 2 lancers. Here in the rear, 2 chasseurs à cheval. In front of them, a fusiliers of the line, Swiss foot, 2 Swiss foot and 1 old guard here at the flank, a classic general staff, 4 voltigeurs here at the center, another 2 chasseurs à cheval just behind them. We got Swiss foot here, 2 of them, 1 militia and an old guard. And here we got Tisha the commander. He brought 2 voltigeurs right next to Rapp's forces, fusiliers of the line, 3 of them, a classic general staff, 2 lancers behind them. This is his center, voltigeurs, Swiss foot, fusiliers of the line, another Swiss foot over here, and there are 2 voltigeurs here in the front, an old guard and a Swiss foot over here. So I'm gonna this is a long video. Commander sent me this video, but I watched it before I decided if I'm going to upload it or not, and I'm going to focus mostly on the fights because it's a 1-hour video and I don't want to be so long. Okay. So the first engagement into the game is this shooter cav. They will try to shoot down that Nizam light infantry. Nice volleys from them, and now they're going to retreat. But they took some backfire from that foot infantry. Nice micro from Lendon. So the stakes are here to prevent the Ottoman cav from making a direct charge through the enemy lines. That unit dropped to 34 men. And let's see what's going on to the rest of the battlefield. So in order to know what will happen here, there's no fight until the end to the side. Commander, he will support Rapp's forces here to attack to Lendon, while Talcore has a stationary build, a very defensive build, and he got plenty of units, and he will feed some units here to Lendon. So Lendon has some troops here and shooter cav. They might try to use that cav to break the French center and split them, while the rest of the gang is here. The Sipahi, the 2 shooter cav, 1 at the middle just in case it will be necessary to attack the center. So Raps slowly he's moving one of his voltages around here. Probably he will try to snipe that unit, cause them some casualties before he engages the old guard and the switchfoot. So Lendon has 2 units here as the backup units, got 2 in the front line. The backup units, they will try to support the front lines if the attacker will charge to them, and that's the use for the shooter cav back there. But the Frenchies, they do have plenty of cavalry to tear apart that Ottoman flag. I think the Ottomans, they are not strong enough to withstand a direct hit from the old guard, the switchfoot, the voltigeurs now, and the French cav. So we'll see how that goes. And here we go. Here's the first movement on the game. He's going to retreat a little bit. He's going to fix his lines. He has many the Ottoman Empire. The voltigeurs now, they're almost in range to shoot that foot infantry. He's giving Lendon. He's giving some space here to those troops, and the action up there. You see that Rapsky's trying to shoot that Nizams. He's not so effective. The voltigeurs, they're doing the job, fighting those light infantry units. And now he's gonna make his move. You see, all the French flag is moving forward. The old guard and Swiss are gonna meet that foot infantry. And here we go. So here's the voltigeurs. They're gonna shoot this unit if they come to range while they're stationary, and you can clearly see that those 2 units are targeting that foot infantry. 95 in the number in the first volley, and now he's gonna counter his Nizam foot infantry to shoot down the old guard. You see the affection of the morale, but the voltigeurs are doing a good job. Almost 20 men in that first volley. 104 to the old guard, and the French cav is ready to engage the Ottomans. No, they stop. The lancers. I think Ottomans, they need all the cav around here and trying to push these guys to form squares, otherwise they're gonna get teared apart. You see, 68 men, and here goes the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cavalry units against the Ottoman lines. The first units, they're gonna track all the first volleys, and now that these guys are already shot, these guys now they can do the job without taking any fire. Okay. Actually, the French cav is not targeting the foot infantry. They are going direct for the Ottoman cav. That means that they will going to bypass the square, and that will give the time and the opportunity to the old guard and voltigeurs to shoot them down. And the Ottoman flank now is in a big trouble. Reinforcements, French cav here already. They're going to unlace a second wave. And the Ottomans are going to counter-charge the cavalry versus the old guard, and they will try to stop them from firing to the lines, but unfortunately for the Ottomans, all the right flank now is collapsed. Reinforcements, they're coming back there, 3 mountain Nizams. The French cav though suffered some casualties, but they are still holding. Now probably they're gonna pull them back to the safety of the lines, while the Frenchies, they will try to push pressure toward the Ottoman line. You see, another caution charging soldiers as well try to kill as many as they can, while the French light infantry is not following that attack. So the French, they will try to save as much of their cav they can, while the Ottomans, they will try to regroup around here. We got some foot infantry from Talcore, 79 men. They suffered some casualties during the fight. That you can see that the probably 55 or 60% of the Ottoman forces, they are gone. Can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the light infantry. So they lost 40% from the foot infantry forces, the half of the light infantry, half of the Shuchikav and the Sipahi, while France sacrificed most of their cav to give that blow to the Ottomans. Micro mistake here from Talcore. He's getting shot by the voltigeurs. The terrain here is, I think, it's not tricky over here. It's completely flat. So another engagement that is happening right now as we speak is at the center. The voltigeurs are trying to shoot down the Ottoman light infantry, while an old guard is approaching over here. We got the Swiss foot, and I think somewhere around here there is a guard seaman, which I didn't know. Ah, there they are. Yeah. So the thing here is that the French, they will try to break these troops, but that foot infantry is holding the flank pretty good. See, they are holding against 94 fusiliers of the line, and the foot infantry is 59. Later, because I'm not going to stay here, you will see how good these guys can stand against the fusiliers of the line, and why the British foot infantry is the best foot infantry in the game. So we have a charging Frenches over here. They're trying to break the center of the formation, the Ottoman and British formation, while Talcore is going to send his light dragoons versus the militia. So the militia can't defend from the light dragoons, while the old guard here is in a totally wrong position. You see, they're getting casualties here from the side, while I think commander, or at least whoever commanding that old guard, probably he didn't show that these guys had the wrong position. So the light dragoons, they're hunting down the voltigeurs, and there is Chaussees, Asseval chasing them. So the Chaussees, they're going to change direction. They're going to charge directly to that foot infantry, which they lost the square, and that's bad news for the Ottomans. And the Ottomans now, they are completely screwed, because they are suffering casualties, they are losing men. The cav is trying to save as much as they can, but they are not doing a very good job over there. So Talcore's forces, the light dragoons, they are here, and there are 2 units behind them, the mountains. I'm trying to save the day for the center. So the French voltigeurs now, they are in big trouble, because they are losing men. They can't reach the stakes, but the old guard, they are behind the safety of the stakes. So I think Talcore and Lendon should retreat the car for later use, otherwise they're going to get slaughtered by the old guard over here. So that foot infantry is very close to the French lines. They are trying to break the French center, but I think they can't move forward, because the stakes here will be deadly for the cavalry. So I think now that they have to regroup around here, stop the advancing, because there's no easy way to break that French center, and especially with those stakes around. So the cav will be useless, or at least they will suffer many casualties. Let's see what's going here at the right flank. Exceptional foot infantry, British foot infantry is holding versus the fusiliers of the line, 15 the number, and now Lendon is going to give help to that British foot infantry. First volley from the Nizam foot infantry, Fusiliers of the Life 41 in the number. They can't form square, so they need cav here to break those two units. They can't form the square, and the voltigeurs, they are unprotected against cavalry. So, but the Frenches, they unleashed a cav charge to that foot infantry, and now they're out of the game. Really nice charge here from the mountain Nizams, but there is a backup unit here trying to save the day for the Frenchies, but let's see what will happen. The French cav is better than the Turkish Shirikav. Nice use from that backup units from Lendon. Switchfoot, they can't form the square. It's a good target for the light dragoons, yeah. And Talcore, he's gonna watch that move and he's gonna charge to the Switchfoot. The bad thing is that these guys, they wasn't firing, so when the dragoons got into the range, they were shot. So counter-charged by the Frenchies to the Ottoman lines. The general staff, Ibrahim, is very close to save the day and inspire the men. And so does the French general. So the light dragoons are holding pretty good versus these lines, and there is a defensive militia here, and a cav. How many cavs does this guy have? So the French cav is trying to take down the Ottoman cav, but these guys are fighting pretty good versus the lancers. There's one unit here trying to save the day and give help to the mountain Nizams, but there is another one unit coming from the side, and that's bad news from for Lendon. He didn't form the square, he lost the square, and the French general charged to that foot infantry. So there is a helpless light infantry there. There is routing. Excuse me. They are routing, and the Ottoman line is collapsing for one more time. Now the French are gonna pull back the cav for later use. They did an exceptional charge over here. Let's see what's going on to the rest of the battlefield. Nothing so far. Nothing so far. Nothing so far. Nothing so. We have some foot guards. Yeah, the foot guards, like, they came here to aid those forces, the Ottoman forces, and there is still time for the Ottoman to make a defense line, but around here, not here. Here is a. These guys are like a sitting duck. And Talcore foot gas, they need to get out of the way. They need for Lendon to make a phone line unit here at the center, and Talcore command the right flank with that foot guard unit. So the French cav, excuse me, they will try to bypass them into the rear, so they will prevent the retreating route. That will give time to the rest of the French here to shoot them down while they are in square formation. But I think Lendon, he should save his general staff.
Our men are running, sir.
He should not sacrifice him. So boost morale for the French general over here, and these guys, while they are trying to fix the lines and get a micro, they need to get out of there as soon as fast as possible, as fast as possible. Yeah. So Lendon, he's going to sacrifice 2 of his units here to stop the advance, the French advancing, and that will give time to the rest of the gang here to deploy properly and give some nice shots here to the advancing French unit. So the food cars now, they are taking place just behind the Ottoman right flank, and this will give some kind of support to the Ottomans, while they will they will keep them in with high morale. Nice volleys here from the food cars. The Swiss food, they're not going to make it alive, while the militia is no match for the food cars. So he killed them, and now he retreats a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna cut here. I'm gonna see you when the action starts again. So after a long time of nothing, we got the first engagement, and here we have foot infantry trying to kill the militia, but let's see. The voltages are in presence here. Probably they don't have ammunition, and they're gonna charge to these guys. So the French are going to advance the forces to meet those two Turkish units, while there is a foot guard here trying to match the old guard over here and the Swiss foot. They are 2 versus 1, and
Our men are running, sir.
okay, we have a dead general. Rapapa. Rapapa general is dead, and we got some reinforcements here from Talcore. So the old guard here is depleted, and they're trying to run down a charge to the foot guards. They need to form the square, and the Swiss foot is fighting that Turkish foot infantry. They're out of the game, but they're getting shot by the militia. Maybe they can make it alive, but where's the general? I don't think there is a general alive here. Probably the Turkish general is routed. So Sir John Moore is around. The foot guards won the fight versus that old guard, and they are fighting now the Swiss foot over there. They are losing morale, but I think they will gain it in a few moments, because foot guards are foot guards. Okay. So the Swiss foot is retreating. They are getting out of the shooting range of these guys, and probably they will hunt them down. So Rapsky is gonna send his voltiges here to help that Swiss foot, and he will try to take them down, because before they could eliminate that Swiss foot, but the Swiss foot, and without the general, they're out of the game. But maybe those voltiges, they can save the day and kill that foot guard unit Oh, they gained the morale, you see. Good job from Talcore. Very good job. So there is one unit from Lendon. They came back into the game. They don't have morale. They're 43 men and they need support. Meanwhile, we had some changes around here. Those light infantry is watching to the French lines over there. There is offensives coming here to help. Fusiliers of the line in front of them, but there is the guard seamen around here. Yeah, 104 men. That's an elite unit, an exceptional elite unit. It's second to the old guard in the French army. And they have to face offensives and the British foot infantry. So Lendon managed to rout that militia.
Sir, our general is under attack.
But the British foot guards, they are in trouble because they can't form the square and they were charged by that French general. And now the voltigeurs, they have the opportunity to turn themselves and meet that Ottoman unit. Here we are, back in action. We have that foot infantry from Talcore trying to march the Fusiliers of the line. He had 111 men and he got 100. The foot infantry is gonna win the fight for sure, but the French general is gonna try to help them. Foot infantry square, and that will give time to the Fusiliers of the line to shoot that foot infantry while these guys are in a square formation. He's gonna retreat now. We had some changes here. So there is an old guard here now at the level with 61 men. They're trying to hunt down that that Ottoman Empire unit, while that voltigeurs, they are shooting from a safe range that foot infantry. Also, that foot infantry suffered casualties from the old guard, and now they are routing, 32 in the number. Lendon is trying to counter shoot that old guard, but the old guard is going back. So another foot infantry is approaching. It's gonna close the gap between the British lines, and there is another Fusiliers of the line. But here we got that guard seaman, and this is the awkward thing. You see, the guard seaman is not turning because there's a foot infantry back there ready to shoot at them. That offensive unit managed to kill the voltigeurs, and now these guys are turning to shoot down the offensives from the side. The old guard is hunting down that Nizam foot infantry, while the French general tried to charge that offensives from the side and tried to rout them. So the offensives now, they are charging to this guard seamen in melee, and that will give time to the foot infantry to shoot at them without taking any fire back. Really good micro from Talcore. The old guard is still hunting down that that foot infantry back there. So Sir John Moore, he needs to get out of there because the voltigeurs, they might try to shoot at him, and this is something that Talcore doesn't want to happen because his general staff is very important right now as we speak. We have a boost morale here from Sir John Moore, and you see how good and brave these fencibles are holding down against this guard of seamen. So another fight here, the British foot infantry versus the Fusiliers of the line. These dudes, they are doomed if they're gonna stay and fight there. And that Fusiliers of the line, they're ready to take action, but that foot infantry is retreating for some reason. Maybe Talcore, he's seeing, he's aware that that foot infantry is not going to hold much against those three units, and he needs to reinforce that flank of his. while a tired Ottoman Empire foot infantry is coming here, and probably he will try to help those his comrades. I'm gonna close the minimap. So that British foot infantry is in a bad position because they are getting shot from two sides. The Guardsmen from the left, the Fusiliers of the line of the from the right, and I don't think that we'll be able to hold against those two units. And maybe these guys are out of ammunition because I can see that they are charging. Yeah. That foot infantry back there is taking fire by the Voltigeurs. And now they're gonna counter shoot that old guard. He needs to save your general staff. Meanwhile, Commander's forces now they're advancing to meet that British light foot, which they are defending this area, and the Fencibles they are coming here to help that British light foot.
Are running, sir.
Although that fight was even for those two units over there, but the general staff managed to clear and save the day. That foot infantry is holding pretty good from the Fusiliers, but there is a clear present danger from the Guardsmen back there. So Fencibles here against the Fusiliers of the line, the Voltigeurs. Probably the British light foot is shooting to that Fusiliers of the line and not the Voltigeurs. He's going to skip and bypass that that fight, because I think that the Fusiliers of the line must be a primary target. So these guys they was fighting the Fusiliers, they was winning, but they can't stand all against those three upcoming units, and he needs to retreat a little bit. There is an Coldstreams around here, and meanwhile Commander he's gonna set his old guard over here to match the foot infantry, while that Voltigeurs was shooting all this time the Fencibles, yeah, and they caused them some casualties. So the Coldstream guards are at the center as we speak. I'm not sure where they're going to be useful, but you have to remember something, guys. Most of these units they're going to be run out of ammunition in a matter of minutes. I don't think that they will have, especially these units. They are engaging the enemy lines for a long time, and I think they're going to run out pretty soon. So I can see the Coldstreams coming here. Maybe we'll see what will happen, and I think that foot infantry and the Coldstreams can match that Swiss foot over there. There's a chance. Let me see. There is a chance that those two units can break the French center over here. And maybe, who knows, try to retreat to that flank, place them around here, make a defensive line in case these guys, 10 of these guys, meet those Frenches, and at the same time press from the flank or keep the flank busy here. Who knows? That's a tactical move that can save the day for the British. So I can count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 units in the general for the British, and we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and a classic general staff for the Frenches. Okay, we have some shots here from the Voltigeurs. They still got ammunition. The target was the foot infantry, and these dudes are shooting the Fencibles, but the Fencibles are in a very good position, you see. Their losses they are minimized by the road. But that foot infantry is under deep trouble because they can't match the Fusiliers of the line, which they are 98 as we speak. Though 9 men of Sir John Moore of there. You see how good these guys are holding, because the coastreams they are around and St. John Moore is around too. When you have a very good general, then your troops they will fight till the last man. If that guy was a classic general, that those units will be broken at 50, 40 to 56, 40 to 50 men. Nice volleys from commander here. He's shooting that to that militia. He gave the swords and now he's going to retreat. So commander he reinforced his center. Got now 3 units over here versus 2 full units. Defensibles they are no match. The Fusiliers of the line now they are dealing with the defensibles, and I think that yeah, you can't do many things. Now there are 4 versus 2. I think now France has 70%, 75% chances to win the game. Let's fast forward. So after a long back and forth, Talcore had some casualties with his light infantry. The French they do have the firepower to attack, and I'm wondering why they don't. The French are holding the center. The British light foot is fighting that voltigeurs in melee, and that voltigeur is coming to aid them, help them.
Our men are running, sir.
They won the fight. Impressive. And I think now Talcore is going to turn them and charge that Swiss foot from the rear. Yeah. Defensively they are holding pretty good versus that Swiss foot, and the French general is coming. So commander is going to retreat his flank over here before these guys come and shoot them. The French general is around, and maybe there's a chance for Talcore to shoot that French general. But now these guys are gonna get into this voltigeur shooting range, and they're gonna get shot by them. So now he's going to respawn with that move with his old guard. He's gonna face with the old guard with the foot infantry. That's impressive. My god. See, the first volley dropped that foot infantry to 86 men, while the British foot infantry killed 20 of his men in the first volley. Nice. We had the proverb here in Greece, and we say that John is afraid of the beast, and the beast afraid of John. That is what this is what is happening here. So Talcore made some rearrangements here, and he's making a solid flank. He will try probably to break these guys. And we're going to watch this in a very fast version because it's taking too long. Come on, Sir John Moore, you are into the range.
Men are running, sir.
You are into the range of these guys. Get the fuck out of there. So that British attacking center, now they can trapped over there because that Fusiliers of the line, they can turn and cut them off.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Oh, the general is dead. And now these guys are gonna collapse. So that was the game, guys. Thank you all for watching, and bye.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir. A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.